They're on a volunteer mission at one of Canada's least immunized prisons. A doctor, some lawyers, even a former prisoner, urgently trying to convince vulnerable inmates to get the shot that could save their lives.
And it will be a true tragedy if we see a fourth wave happening in these particular very high-risk settings.
On average, 13 out of every 50 prisoners in provincial jails tested positive, while in federal penitentiaries, it's closer to 6 out of every 50. A far cry from the 2 out of every 50 Canadians who caught COVID.
It reflects what we saw in long-term care homes. It's known that living in these congregate living settings is a risk factor.
Because of that risk, the National Advisory Committee on Immunization said prisoners should get a shot after long-term care residents, before healthy Canadians in their 60s. Prisoners detained at this Ottawa jail waited until May 18th. When the vaccine was finally offered, one inmate told CBC News no healthcare staff could answer his questions about the health risks.
Someone outside won't have access to internet. We're not privy to any information.
The fastest rollout was in federal penitentiaries. Nearly 80% are vaccinated, many with second doses. While in provincial jails, roughly half of all inmates had their first dose. 4 provinces couldn't tell CBC News how many inmates were immunized. 3 hours later, the volunteers are done.
We had a whole range sign up for the vaccine.
The Ontario government told CBC News inmates do get private consultations with healthcare staff, but the province still ranks last when it comes to getting prisoners vaccinated. As of right now, 12 jails have at least one active COVID case. In federal prisons, there are none. Valérie Ouellette, CBC News, Toronto.